Alright, what up, gamers? It's me. Today, to celebrate my new album coming out, I'm gonna start talking more into the research that I've been doing to create it. I'm gonna be talking about something that I stumbled on during my research, uh, looking into the divine. I found out that Bush's baked beans actually really are evil. They're an evil company, and in my opinion, it's my opinion, so you can't sue me for this, they caused 9/11. So I'm going to be talking about that today. So we're going to be talking about fives, a lot of numbers today. This is mainly a numerological breakdown of the connections between industries and 9/11. So uh, I think what really started this was when I was in the grocery store and I saw that Bush's baked beans come in 55-ounce cans, and I started thinking, Pentagons have five sides, and the Pentagon was struck during 9/11 when George Bush was president. I think that these things, you know, they're all connected for a reason. And I put a little math fact down at the bottom just to kind of help bring this theme along of repetition. That when you multiply 5 by 11, you get 55. But where's 9? Ian or John or whatever your name is? Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. But we're going to talk about this first. We're going to talk about Pentagons again. First off, why did the government pick a Pentagon to, label their uh, government military operations center that funds all the Marvel movies? That's worth trillions of dollars and also is the institution that loses trillions of dollars every single year without fail. They picked a Pentagon because they worship Satan, obviously, ruler of the underworld, Beelzebub, Lucifer, just the bringer of all darkness in the world. Generally not a good guy. The only people worse than uh, Satan are Hitler and your mom. So, for the angles of a pentagon, I just really wanted to point this out because I find that it's a really interesting coincidence, I guess. Well, nothing's a coincidence, but if you add together any of these angles on the edges of the pentagon, you're going to come up with a number whose digits are going to add up to 9 no matter what. For example, here 54, 72, and 108, if you add those digits together, they come up with 9. Of course, when you add them all together, that'd be 27, but if you add 2 plus 7 together, what do you get, bitch? You get 9. Yeah, yeah. 9. 9. 9/11. This is real life consequences. It's bad juju, man. Okay, so I'm going to change the subject, and I'm going to talk about Bush's Baked Beans, the company specifically. Um, I found that one of their main operations is in Chestnut Hill, Tennessee. Shit. Um, I would like to apologize for that. I did not mean to include that in the presentation. Um, so the distance between Chestnut Hill, Tennessee, and the Pentagon is 6 hours and 56 minutes, or 467 miles. Yes, we're gonna talk about 67. I feel like 67 or 67 is. I think it is funny. I hate that it's funny, but it's funny because it's a rather postmodern style of humor where we're not really laughing at the innate humor of something. We're merely laughing at ourselves, our pattern seeking brains, a remnant of our hunting and gathering days of eating the right berry or risking death. Our pattern recognition is one of the things that brought our ancient ancestors to the idea that there is a God, because we can recognize and copy the ideas from the world into us. So 6-7, I feel like, is just that kind of thing happening all over again. So I feel like it's important to include 6-7 into this discussion, especially since that number is being involved here in a pretty serious way. For example, if you add 6 and 7 together, you get 13, 1 plus 3 is 4. I also wanted to point out something I did not in this presentation previously. Um, what is 13 minus 4? It's 11. It's not 11. It is 9. But we're going to talk about 4 here for a second. The whole number is 467. And when you add 4 and 4 together, you get 8. And what do you do with Bush's baked beans? You ate them. You eat them. You digest them. It's just how it works. I also want to talk about the time that it takes to go here. And what we're going to notice is another 8 when we add these digits all together. And I think that the repetition of both of those numbers adding up to 8 is a really interesting thing. So, like I said, the repetition, it's happening. It's happening a lot, actually, and we're going to break down some of this repetition even more. Um, Here's 4 again. 9 minus 5 is 4, and 4 planes were hijacked in the September 11th, 2001 attacks. Flight 11, Flight 175, Flight 77, and Flight 93. Now, 2 of those 4 planes have repeating digits, 11 and 77. So we're just going to go ahead and add that to the repetition. So I think overall, George Bush, I know what you're doing with the beans, and to Bush's best baked beans. I just want to tell you guys, I think that what you guys did with 9/11 is not cool. It was a bad tragedy, and a lot of people died and stuff. So I'm campaigning for everyone to never eat Bush's baked beans again. Um, what I'm also campaigning for is if you guys go to George Bush's Twitter account, I guess you're calling it X now. Can you guys go to George Bush's Twitter account and just spam hot dog emojis in the comment section? You know, hot dogs are like a barbecue thingy, and Bush's baked beans are a barbecue thingy, and I feel like he would get the message eventually if we just kept spamming hot dog emojis into him. So yeah, George Bush, I know what you're doing. Your time is up, man. Wrap it up.